Hi Aquarius, this is your reading for the week of September 29th or whenever it resonates. And this might be Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you just have a lot in your chart. Did I say Pisces? Aquarius. Sorry, I just finished the Pisces reading. Okay, Aquarius. The first thing that I saw, well, I didn't actually really see much. What I felt was like a straitjacket. I felt contraction all around me like this. And as I pulled the cards, it started making sense to me because the first card that I got was pain. And the feeling with this straitjacket is that for some of you, you are currently in a situation where you're coming in contact with some old ideas and beliefs and ways of using your mind that you developed as a child and that actually create pain for you, whether you realize it or not. Because sometimes what happens is those thoughts, those beliefs, those ways of thinking create a contracted energy around you that actually represents or that manifests itself often in physical discomfort. And yet you don't associate it with an idea or a belief, sometimes because you've been out of your body a lot, because you've been in your own head about how things should be done, about what is true, what is not true. It feels to me like what you're being told here is look at what some of the childhood beliefs that you had about your value, about your worth, about security and safety within the context of your value and your worth and your place. And look at that, because I feel like there are some real fears coming up around that for you that might only be existing kind of like this low-grade hum that's been in your nervous system for a long time, for a very long time, that you haven't isolated. Like I could see you going, everything's fine, everything's going to work out. And then the next thing you know, you're terrified about a job, a relationship, money. How's it going to work? Where's it going to go? And you're thinking about all these things. You won't necessarily identify it as fear. You won't necessarily identify it as something that is contracting you. And it is. Okay? So what you're being told is, please, you've got two grace cards here, Aquarius. You have got grace. Grace is on your side. And when you get this, this is really Spirit saying, okay, now it's time for you to lean into us a little bit to help you shift some of this. And that's what I feel like. And I feel like Spirit is here to help you open up some of that old contracted energy that you have not really identified as something that is keeping you from really being connected to a deeper part of yourself. Now, it does not mean that you don't have moments where you feel really connected. And some of you, I'm sure, are deeply connected to higher consciousness and get waylaid by this old energy that comes up. And some of you, although probably not the ones watching this channel, some of you probably aren't even aware of it at all. But for those of you who are finding yourselves getting caught up in old contracted ways of thinking and or contracted body stuff, okay, look at the past. Look at the beliefs, the ideas, the things from childhood that are disempowering your ability to be free and open and to feel safe and to feel confident and to feel connected. You're being asked to get rid of old stuff, coming through on the clear and clean card. But the two grace cards I'm going to put up in case you want to screenshot them. Somebody asked me to show them more. It's getting late. Grace has a smooth, easy, peaceful, and supportive quality. It flows naturally into us and through us. It's an experience of letting the benevolent universe take us through our movements and guide us with a loving hand. Notice the feeling quality of this description and return to it today Every time you're about to do or think about anything, or at any point in the day when you find yourself being stressed and thinking too much, return to that feeling. Grace. Grace is not earned. Grace is a state in which we receive, for no apparent reason, a divine influence which strengthens us in a way that eases whatever problematic or miserable state we find ourselves. Grace needs only to be accepted in order to be received. My dear Aquarians, this is really a good chance for you to step back and look at where you put blinders on yourself from thinking differently, where fear causes you to contract your body, your physiology, your thinking. And this is asking you to open up in grace and let yourself really be mindful of the different ways that you can, past, present, future, there you go, where you can really use this observation to deliberately open your thoughts and open your awareness of your mind so that you can choose to use it differently, because you can choose to use it differently, okay? And part of that is dreaming. Part of that, I think part of the reason why the dreaming card came up is because it's very clearly telling you dreaming is an act of creation. So the more your thoughts are contracted, your beliefs are contracted, the more you're limited in how you'll create your dreams and what you'll dream. Dreaming is an act of creation. Our most life-enhancing dreams are our highest minds or spirits speaking to us about potential and fulfillment for the kind of life that our personalities and egos have limited. And as I was saying that, what I was getting also was, let me go back. Our most life-enhancing dreams are our higher minds or spirits speaking to us about potential fulfillment for the kind of life our personalities and egos have limited. Thank you. The ego is very much linked to fear and attachment to old things, old familiar ideas. What you're being asked to do is really allow yourself to dream in technicolor, and I think this is really important. Dream rich and full and affluent in all things, because if what you're fearing is financial security or physical security in some way, that you feel you're not being taken care of, or that you don't have the resources you need, you're being asked, look at where that comes from as a belief. Is this a belief you were raised with? Were you feeling poor when you were young? Have you developed this everything will be fine attitude as a compensation for that, and yet that underlying fear is still there? I think that's what's relevant about this. Now, what can you do about it? You can observe it. You can observe it, and you can lean into grace and say, oh, look, I'm doing this. Now, how can I do it differently? And let's move out of this. Let's move through this and show me the way. Guide me and show me the way so that I can now move out of and beyond any of those limiting fears that have been unconsciously motivating me. Okay? That's it, my very dear Aquarians. Take care.